So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. RHNK number 5. RHNK the 5th. Say less. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Our Father and our God, this afternoon, we want to thank you for the gift of life. We want to thank you for the gift of each one of us. Father, come down and manifest your power in this congregation. We want to thank you even for the 5th RHNK annual scientific conference, that Lord, you've led us to come here. We want to celebrate you. We want to appreciate you, God, because you are God and there is no other like you.
This year's conference, the theme is advancing access to adolescent and youth sexual and reproductive health and rights in a pandemic. And on behalf of RHNK family and the board, I wish to greatly appreciate all prospective abstract authors, partners, donors, and individuals who have made our 5th annual working and learning gathering possible.
The first thing that crossed my mind was the youth. How can we bring them back to our health facilities? So we've bought for them phones. They're accessing media, social media and everything, but we are not talking to them to demystify some of the myths they pick from those gadgets.
Kuna hii msemo ya Kiswahili inasema samaki mkunje angali mbichi. So as young people, we're expecting to get this knowledge as we are growing up, but most of the times we see that our parents are shying from this knowledge. And if we are going out to seek it from somewhere else, tunaambiwa umeanza kutaka kujua tabia mbaya.
Today we want to hear from an expert's point of view, how it is that from their different work environments, they're able to witness the impact on COVID-19 on the provision of SRHR, especially for adolescents and young people.
The youth-friendly clinics were not operational as because all the human resource were directed to the COVID-19 response, and not much attention was given to generally reproductive health services during the crisis.
When COVID struck, it took us by surprise. And that meant that many of our facilities, the facilities here in Kenya, the way in which we all as clients or as children or as parents responded to this was very unknown. And if one thing is clear, is that the way in which we have organized our health structures, there are serious questions to ask.
Rights and responsibilities of healthcare workers needs to be best understood by advocates. We urge the government to appreciate that sharing data is equipping, empowering your foot soldiers to be able to engage, especially with legislators, in a way that we can foster and cause change.
So what we did from an academic background, we looked at what are the research questions that are coming with this pandemic. And we have seen that in Kenya, we had impact on health-seeking behavior. What we have seen in the data from the Ministry of Health, that gradually health system is quite resilient. So Wananchi went back to their facilities with delay, and it had implications on treatment of cancers, etc. But the maternal mortality, for example, maternal deaths were going up in the early months, but then the health system recovered.
A few months ago, shortly into the pandemic, IPAS, CRR, IPPF, and a few other colleagues, sister organizations, came together to analyze the impact of COVID-19 on SRHR services across 4 countries. One statistic in that report, which could easily be overlooked, is that there was a marginal increase in the volume of abortion care and post-abortion care across the 4 countries. You may wonder why, in the face of reduction in family planning, in antenatal, in maternity care, there was an increase in the volume of abortion and post-abortion care.
Uganda actually had a lockdown, the longest lockdown I think in the world, and this came in with challenges for young people majorly and women, as some of these young people were staying with their abusers.
The most productive citizen, knowing that the Kenyan population, over 40%, are actually the adolescent and youth. Instead of harnessing them, keeping them in school, such that they end up with safety nets because they have got good employment jobs and have families when they plan to have them, HIV-free. We're moving in the wrong direction. All of us need to be worried.
We must develop solutions to increase solutions that address the different situations of those affected by all forms of compounded and intersecting forms of discrimination. We must insist on solutions that are backed by scientific evidence and not emotions or moral beliefs. We hope this conference will serve as an important building block towards the change that we want to see.
If we deny, for example, that young people are having sex at a much younger age than was the case 2 or 3 decades ago, that does not take away the reality. They will continue having sex anyway. It does not stop the engagement. The facts on the ground are harsh and mind-boggling. Some 11.63 million Kenyans are adolescents aged between 10 to 19 years. Another 13.8 million are aged 18 to 35. 1 in every 5 girls aged 15 to 19 is either pregnant or already a mother in Kenya. On a more hopeful note, an ever-growing number of girls and women are conscious of the need for contraceptives, safe sexuality, and they are actively pursuing them, thanks to all the partners that will be showcasing their work in the coming 3 days.
We asked young people to write about sexual and reproductive health, and we would have some of the finalists, or the best 3 selected, to join this conference as part of that competition. So I'd like to invite the 3rd person who won the 3rd award, and she is Faith Jeptonet. Faith is here.
The 2nd place person is Leila Were.
Leila Were.
The 1st prize is Alex. And Alex Watani is a 21-year-old. He is from Kilifi County.
On behalf of the RHNK Advisory Board, I welcome you all to the RHNK 5th Annual Scientific Conference on Adolescents and Youth, Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights.
And on behalf of the organizers of the conference, I wish you a good sharing and learning experience. I hope that you enjoy your stay in Mombasa, and your interaction with other colleagues, delegates, as well as with our partners will be fruitful to you and to the people you are going to interact with.